Have you ever found yourself lying awake at 3 a.m., your mind spinning like a hamster wheel that won't stop? Your thoughts chase each other in endless circles, replaying that conversation from last week, worrying about tomorrow's meeting, questioning every decision you've ever made. You're exhausted, but your mind refuses to rest. It feels like you're trapped in a prison of your own thoughts, doesn't it? What if I told you that over 2,500 years ago, a prince who became the Buddha discovered something profound about this very struggle? He found that our overthinking isn't just a modern problem, it's a fundamental human experience. And more importantly, he discovered the keys to freedom from this mental prison. Today, I'm sharing 6 transformative Buddhist teachings that have helped millions find peace in the chaos of their minds. These aren't just ancient philosophies, they're practical tools you can use right now, today, in this very moment, to step out of the storm of overthinking and into the calm waters of inner peace. Part 1: The Sacred Art of Now, Embracing the Present Moment. The power of this single breath. The present moment is the only moment that truly exists. Think about water for a moment. Picture a river flowing past you. You can't hold on to yesterday's water, it's already gone, downstream, forever. You can't grasp tomorrow's water, it hasn't reached you yet. The only water you can touch, feel, and experience is the water flowing past you right now, in this exact moment. Your life is like that river. The past, with all its mistakes, regrets, and what-ifs, has already flowed away. No amount of thinking can change what has already passed. The future, with all its uncertainties, fears, and possibilities, has not yet arrived. No amount of worrying can control what hasn't happened. In Buddhist philosophy, this understanding is called sati, mindfulness of the present moment. The Buddha taught that suffering arises when we mentally time travel, dragging the ghosts of yesterday into today or borrowing tomorrow's troubles before they exist. We become like a person standing in a beautiful garden, but blind to its beauty because we're looking through photo albums of other gardens or drawing maps to gardens we might visit someday. A simple practice, the 5 senses gateway. Right now, wherever you are, let's practice returning to the present. This takes just 60 seconds. Close your eyes gently. Take one deep breath in through your nose, feeling the cool air entering. Hold it for a moment. Now release it slowly through your mouth. Open your eyes and notice 5 things you can see: the color of the wall, the shape of a shadow, and the texture of fabric. 4 things you can touch: the weight of your body in the chair, the temperature of the air on your skin. 3 things you can hear, perhaps distant traffic, your own breathing, the hum of electricity. 2 things you can smell, maybe coffee, fresh air, or simply the neutral scent of your space. 1 thing you can taste, the lingering flavor of your last meal or the simple taste of your own mouth. This is presence. This is home. This is where peace lives. The present moment is the only moment that truly exists. When you find yourself spiraling into overthinking, remember, you always have a return ticket to now. Your breath is that ticket. Use it. If this message resonates with you, consider subscribing to Buddha Coha for more wisdom that bridges ancient teachings with modern life. Part 2: The Freedom of Surrender, Accepting What You Cannot Control. The Wisdom of Open Hands. Suffering ends when we stop trying to control the uncontrollable. Imagine holding a handful of sand at the beach. The tighter you squeeze, the more sand slips through your fingers. The harder you grasp, the less you hold. But when you open your palm, allowing the sand to rest gently, it stays. This is the paradox of control that the Buddha understood deeply. We live in a world that tells us we can control everything, our careers, our relationships, our futures, even our feelings. But this is like trying to control the weather with our thoughts. We exhaust ourselves attempting to direct the wind, command the rain, and schedule the sunshine. Meanwhile, life flows on, indifferent to our attempts at management. The Buddhist concept of upadana teaches us about the danger of clinging. The Buddha observed that it's not the events themselves that cause our suffering, it's our desperate attachment to controlling them. When someone criticizes us, the words themselves are just vibrations in the air. Our suffering comes from trying to control their opinion, trying to change what has already been said, and trying to manage how others see us. The circle of influence practice. Take a piece of paper right now, or simply visualize this in your mind. Draw two circles, one inside the other. The inner circle is your circle of influence. Write or think about what you can actually control, your own actions, your responses to situations, your effort and intention, your words and choices, your breathing, right now. The outer circle is your circle of concern. This contains everything you care about but cannot control, other people's opinions, past events, future uncertainties, the weather, global events, others' actions and choices. Now, here's the practice. For the next 7 days, whenever you catch yourself overthinking, ask, is this within my circle of influence? If it's not, take 3 deep breaths and consciously place that thought in the outer circle. Imagine it floating away like a leaf on a stream. Return your attention to something within your inner circle, perhaps your breathing, your next kind action, or simply the choice to smile. The Buddha taught that wisdom is knowing the difference between what we can change and what we must accept. Peace comes not from controlling the river but from learning to flow with it. Suffering ends when we stop trying to control the uncontrollable. Your power lies not in controlling everything around you, but in mastering your response to everything around you. Part 3, The Path of Simplicity, Finding Joy in Less. The Lighthouse in the Storm. In simplicity, we discover the profound. Picture a room filled with 1,000 candles, their flames flickering chaotically, smoke filling the air, wax dripping everywhere. Now picture a room with one candle, its flame steady and bright, casting a warm, peaceful glow. Which room feels more peaceful? Which flame can you actually see and appreciate? Our modern minds have become like that first room, cluttered with notifications, obligations, desires, fears, goals, regrets, and endless streams of information. We've convinced ourselves that more is better, more success, more connections, more experiences, more knowledge. But the Buddha discovered something revolutionary, santuthi, contentment through simplicity. When Prince Siddhartha left his palace to become the Buddha, he didn't just leave behind material wealth. He left behind the complexity that was clouding his vision of truth. Under the Bodhi tree, with nothing but simple robes and a bowl, he found what all his princely possessions couldn't give him: clarity, peace, and awakening. The Simplicity Scan Meditation. Let's practice simplifying our mental space right now. This is a gentle clearing, like opening windows in a stuffy room. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Imagine your mind as a room, your mental space. Notice what's in this room. Don't judge, just observe. Are there stacks of worry piled in the corners? Are there screens playing loops of past conversations? Are there calendars covering the walls with future obligations? Now, imagine a gentle breeze flowing through this room. With each exhale, this breeze carries away one unnecessary item. Breathe out, release that criticism you've been replaying. Breathe out, let go of tomorrow's imagined confrontation. Breathe out, surrender that need to impress someone. Breathe out, release that comparison to others. Continue until your mental room has only what's essential: your breath, your heartbeat, your simple awareness of being alive right now. This is simplicity. This is enough. This is peace. In our consumer culture, we're taught that happiness comes from adding more. The Buddha taught that peace comes from subtracting what's unnecessary. Every possession, every commitment, every mental attachment requires maintenance. It requires thought energy. Simplicity isn't about deprivation, it's about liberation. In simplicity, we discover the profound. When we clear away the clutter, we find that everything we were searching for was already here, hidden beneath the unnecessary. Part 4: The Sky Behind the Clouds, Recognizing Thoughts as Transient. You are not your weather. Thoughts are visitors, not residents. Look up at the sky on any day, and you'll see clouds passing by. Some are dark and stormy, others light and wispy. They form, they move, they dissolve. But no matter how many clouds pass through, the sky remains unchanged. The sky doesn't become the clouds. It simply holds space for them to pass through. Your mind is that sky. Your thoughts are just clouds passing through. This is one of the Buddha's most liberating teachings, anicca, the impermanence of all phenomena, including our thoughts. That anxious thought that feels so solid, so permanent, so defining. It's just a cloud. That self-critical voice that seems to be the truth about who you are. Just another weather pattern passing through your mental sky. We suffer because we believe we are our thoughts. When an anxious thought arises, we say, "I am anxious." When a sad thought appears, we declare, "I am sad." But the Buddha invites us to observe differently. There is anxiety arising and passing. There is sadness moving through. You are the awareness observing these experiences, not the experiences themselves. The cloud watching practice. This practice will transform your relationship with your thoughts. Find a comfortable position and let's begin. Close your eyes and imagine yourself lying on soft grass, looking up at a vast blue sky. This sky is your consciousness, infinite, unchanging, peaceful. Now, as thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds drifting across your sky. A worry about work? See it as a gray cloud, slowly drifting from left to right. A memory of embarrassment? Watch it pass by as a reddish cloud. Planning thoughts? Observe them as swift, white clouds racing past. Don't try to push the clouds away. Don't chase after them. Simply observe. There goes a worry cloud. There passes a planning cloud. There drifts a memory cloud. Notice, the sky doesn't fight the clouds. It doesn't become upset when storm clouds appear. It doesn't grasp at the beautiful clouds to make them stay. It simply provides space for all clouds to pass through. After a few minutes, notice the spaces between the clouds. Notice the blue sky that's always there, behind and beyond any temporary weather. That's who you truly are, the vast, peaceful awareness, not the temporary thought clouds passing through. Thoughts are visitors, not residents. You don't have to serve every thought that knocks on your door. You can simply acknowledge them and let them pass by. Finding peace in these teachings. Subscribe to Buddha Coha and join our community of souls seeking wisdom and tranquility. Part 5. The Anchor of Awareness, Practicing Mindfulness Through Breath. Your portable peace portal. Your breath is the bridge between chaos and calm. 23,000 times. That's approximately how many breaths you take each day. 23,000 opportunities to return to peace. 23,000 moments when you can step out of the storm of overthinking and into the shelter of the present moment. The Buddha called the breath anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing. He taught that the breath is always available, always present, always truthful. Your thoughts might lie to you, telling stories about dangers that don't exist. Your emotions might deceive you, making temporary situations feel permanent. But your breath is always honest. It's always now. It's always real. Think of your breath as a faithful friend who's been with you since the moment you were born and will stay until your last moment. This friend has been there through every joy, every sorrow, every triumph, every failure. Yet how often do we ignore this constant companion? We get so lost in the drama of our thoughts that we forget the simple miracle happening right under our noses, literally. The 4-part breathing symphony. Let's practice a breathing technique the Buddha taught to his disciples. It's like learning to play a simple, beautiful song that calms the mind. Sit with your spine gently straight, like a tree reaching toward the sun. Place one hand on your heart, one on your belly. Feel the life pulsing beneath your palms. Movement 1, the welcoming breath. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 counts. As you breathe in, mentally say, breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Feel your belly expand like a balloon filling with peace. Movement 2, the sacred pause. Hold your breath gently for 4 counts. This isn't forcing, it's savoring. Like pausing to appreciate a sunset. Mentally note, holding, I am fully here. Movement 3, the release. Exhale through your mouth for 6 counts. Longer than the inhale, releasing not just air but tension, worry, and overthinking. Say internally, breathing out, I release what I don't need. Movement 4, the stillness. After exhaling, pause for 2 counts in the emptiness. This is the space between thoughts, the gap between waves. Rest here. In stillness, I find peace. Repeat this symphony 7 times. 7 complete cycles. With each cycle, you're training your mind to recognize, I am not my thoughts. I am not worried. I am this breath. I am this moment. I am this peace. The beautiful truth. You can practice this anywhere. In traffic, you have your breath. In a difficult conversation, you have your breath. At 3 a.m., when your mind won't stop spinning, you have your breath. It's your portable peace portal, always available, never further than the next inhale. Your breath is the bridge between chaos and calm. Every breath is a chance to begin again. Every exhale is an opportunity to let go. Part 6, the gift of impermanence, trusting life's natural flow. This too shall pass. Nothing is permanent except the truth of impermanence. There's an ancient Buddhist story about a farmer whose horse ran away. His neighbors said, "What terrible luck." The farmer replied, "Maybe." The next day, the horse returned with 3 wild horses. "What wonderful luck," the neighbors exclaimed. "Maybe," said the farmer. The following day, his son broke his leg trying to ride one of the wild horses. "How awful," cried the neighbors. "Maybe," said the farmer. The next week, military officers came to draft young men for war, but passed over his son due to his broken leg. "What incredible fortune," the neighbors said. The farmer smiled. Maybe. This farmer understood anicca, the fundamental Buddhist truth of impermanence. Everything changes. Everything passes. Everything transforms. The solid ice becomes flowing water. The water becomes rising steam. The steam becomes falling rain. Nothing stays the same, and this isn't a curse, it's a blessing. When you're overthinking, you're usually treating temporary situations as permanent prisons. That mistake you made, it feels like it will define you forever. That rejection, it seems like it will hurt eternally. That uncertainty, it appears endless. But the Buddha reminds us, look at nature. Has there ever been a storm that didn't end? A night that didn't give way to dawn? A winter that didn't surrender to spring? The impermanence contemplation. This practice helps you embody the peace that comes from accepting change. Find a quiet moment and bring to mind something you're currently overthinking about, a problem, a worry, a situation that feels stuck or permanent. Now, travel back in time mentally. 5 years ago, what were you overthinking about then? Can you even remember? Those permanent problems, where are they now? 1 year ago, what kept you awake at night? Most of those concerns have resolved, dissolved, or evolved into something entirely different. 1 month ago, what seemed so urgent, so permanent? Notice how even recent worries have already shifted. Now return to your current concern. Hold it lightly and whisper to it, you too shall pass. You are not permanent. You are weather, not sky. Imagine this concern as an ice cube in your palm. Yes, it's cold. Yes, it's uncomfortable. But even as you hold it, it's already melting, already changing, already becoming something else. You don't have to do anything. Impermanence is already at work. The Buddha taught that suffering comes from treating impermanent things as permanent. We grasp at pleasant experiences, trying to freeze them in time. We resist unpleasant experiences, believing they'll last forever. But life is a river, not a photograph. Everything is in motion, including your current struggle. Nothing is permanent except the truth of impermanence. When you truly understand this, overthinking loses its power. Why obsess over what's already changing? Why try to solve what time itself will transform? Part 7, Integration, Living These Teachings Daily. From knowing to being. Understanding these teachings intellectually is like reading a recipe. It won't nourish you until you actually cook the meal. The Buddha emphasized bhavana, cultivation through practice. These aren't concepts to think about, they're truths to live. Let's create a simple daily practice that weaves all 6 teachings into your life. Morning awakening, 5 minutes before reaching for your phone, before the day's thoughts flood in, place your hand on your heart and take 5 conscious breaths. With each breath, set an intention. 1. Today, I choose presence over time travel. 2. Today, I release what I cannot control. 3. Today, I embrace simplicity. 4. Today, I observe my thoughts without becoming them. 5. Today, I trust in impermanence. Midday reset, 2 minutes set a gentle reminder for noon. When it chimes, wherever you are, return to your breath. 4-part breathing, just once through. This is your rope back to shore when you're drowning in the ocean of overthinking. Evening reflection, 5 minutes before sleep, scan your day with compassion. What thoughts held you hostage today? Thank them for their concern, then release them. Where did you successfully return to the present? Celebrate these victories. What can you simplify tomorrow? Choose one small thing to release. The overthinking circuit breaker. Whenever you catch yourself in an overthinking spiral, use this simple formula. 1. Stop, physically pause what you're doing. 2. Breathe, 3 deep breaths, feeling your feet on the ground. 3. Observe, I notice I'm overthinking about. 4. Wisdom, ask, will this matter in 5 years? Is this within my control? 5. Return, come back to this moment, this breath, this heartbeat. Your journey to inner peace begins now. The path is made by walking. Dear friend, if you've stayed with me through these teachings, something in your soul is ready for peace. You're tired of the mental prison. You're ready for freedom. Remember, the Buddha was once just like you, a person overwhelmed by the suffering of existence, confused by the chaos of the mind, searching for peace in a turbulent world. He wasn't born enlightened. He became peaceful through practice, patient with himself through the process, compassionate toward his own struggling mind. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to master all these teachings at once. Start with one breath. One moment of presence. One small act of letting go. The journey of 1,000 miles doesn't begin with 1,000 steps, it begins with one step, then another, then another. Your mind might tell you, this is too simple to work, but the profound often wear simple clothes. I've tried everything, but have you tried with patience and compassion? My overthinking is different, every wave thinks it's separate from the ocean. I can't quiet my mind, you don't have to, just watch it with kindness. The Buddha's final words before his death were, work out your salvation with diligence. He didn't say, with perfection, or with speed, or without falling. He said, with diligence, steady, patient, persistent practice. Here's my invitation to you, tonight, before you sleep, try just one practice from today's teaching. Tomorrow, try it again. Build slowly, like a gardener tending seeds. Some days you'll forget. Some days your mind will rage like a storm. That's okay. The practices will wait for you. The breath will wait for you. Peace will wait for you. You are not broken. You are not uniquely flawed. You are a human being learning to be human. Your overthinking isn't a character defect, it's a sign that you care, that you're trying to protect yourself, that you want to do right. Honor that intention while gently redirecting that energy toward presence, acceptance, and peace. The path from overthinking to inner peace isn't a straight line. It's a spiral, circling back through the same lessons at deeper levels. Each time you practice, you carve the path a little deeper. Each breath of awareness, each moment of letting go, each glimpse of impermanence, these are victories. Remember these truths, the present moment is always available to you. You are the sky, not the clouds. Simplicity is not loss but liberation. Control is an illusion, influence is your power. Your breath is your anchor, always. Everything passes, including your pain. Peace is not found by rearranging the external world. It's discovered by returning to the calm that already exists within you. You have everything you need. The teachings are simple. The practices are accessible. The peace you seek isn't in some distant future when you've figured everything out. It's here, now, in this breath, in this moment of understanding, in this choice to begin. Welcome to your journey home to yourself. Welcome to the path of inner peace. If these words have touched your heart, if you're ready to transform your overthinking into understanding, your anxiety into awareness, subscribe to Buddha Coha. Join our community of souls walking this ancient path with modern feet. Together, we remember, we are not alone in this journey. Every breath is a new beginning. Peace is not a destination but a practice, and it begins now, with you, exactly as you are. May you be peaceful. May you be free from the prison of overthinking. May you discover the vast sky of awareness that you truly are. May you live with ease. Namaste.